Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I am in a kind of, I don't know, I'm in a parking lot where there's not really anybody around me. So that's good because I'm usually in like a freaking McDonald's parking lot and everybody's walking around and it's just, I'm just like, eh. But today is just going to be a one-on-one, and I want to talk about something that happened, I think, last week, and I just got Snapchat, sorry. I think it was like last week, and it wasn't fun, but I just wanted to like vent about it, and I waited to make the video because usually when like something happens like during work, I immediately pick up the camera and I'm like talking to you guys about it on my way to drop off an order or whatever. So this time I waited because usually when I jump right on the camera, it's bad and I'm like heated and I'm like cussing and it's just not good. And this particular situation was really bad, and if I would have made a video right then, I probably would have had a panic attack. I probably would have, like, every other word would be cuss words. Like, I just wanted to calm down and just be able to talk about the situation and not like yell the situation. Okay, so I'm just gonna get started. So I'm pretty sure I said the company that I work for in like a couple other videos, but my mom was like, you probably shouldn't do that. So I'm not going to say it in this video, but if you watch another video that I've done, then you're going to know the company. But so I work for this company, and once I describe the company, you're probably going to know what the company is anyway. But basically I grocery shop for people and I bring it to their house. So I've been working for this company for like at least 7 months, maybe 8 months. And I always go through self-checkout if it's a smaller order. Excuse me, because it's faster that way. I know nothing is going to get smashed or broken. And I don't really have to talk to any cashiers, and it's just like me doing my thing and then leaving. So I walk into this store location and I go to self-checkout, and this guy has told me before that we can't do this. Like, it's a new policy that this company's shoppers can't go through self-checkout anymore. So I was like, before I was like, okay, I'll just go to cashier, whatever. But then I was like, he didn't really give me a reason. So this time when I went up there, he said the same thing, and I was like, do you know why? Like, why? And he was like, it's just the policy. And I was like, yeah, but do you have like a reason like why we can't do that? And he said, because it makes us lose money. And I was like, well, that doesn't make sense because the customers, when I scan their codes, are paying for their items. So I was like, can you, I don't know if I asked him to go get a manager or if he just like walked away. It was one of those two. So he goes to customer service and brings back a lady, and she's like, you work for blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah. She was like, you can't go through self-checkout. And I was like, why? And she was like, because it's our policy. And I was like, do you know the reason? Like, why can't, it's just our policy, blah, blah, blah. And she was starting to get rude. And I was like, are you a manager? And she was like, no, I work at customer service. My title isn't management, but I work at customer service. And I was like, okay, well, can you go get a manager? Like, that's what I wanted from the beginning. So she goes back to the counter. Well, before she goes back to the counter, she's like, they're going to tell you the exact same thing. And then she walks away. And I'm like, you haven't even told me anything. So she goes back to the counter and she talks to some lady, which I don't even know if it's a manager or not. But the same lady comes back. Like, a manager wouldn't even come and talk to me. So that's why I was like, that girl that she talked to probably wasn't even a manager. So she comes back and she's like, they said it was because the barcodes don't scan. So I was like, look right here. So I pulled it down and it said the company's barcode and then the store's barcode for the customer. And so I was like, look right here. And she was like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, she just said that they don't work. And I was like, they're right here. Like, what do you mean? And I was like, I can show you receipts that I've had for the past 8 months that have the barcode on there. And she was like, the past 8 months doesn't matter. This is our policy now. Blah, blah, blah. You need to go to cashier. And I was livid. Like, when she left to go to get a manager, my face was probably red because it was hot. And I was shaking how mad I was. I'm surprised I didn't start crying. Not because I'm a little bitch, but because when I get so mad, this happens to my mom too. When we get so mad and irritated, we start crying. Like, not sad, but like irritated, like mad cry. So I go to freaking cashier, like I grab all my stuff and I throw it in my cart and I go to cashier, I cash out from there and then I leave. Now, before that, I told her, well, sometimes, actually no, I was like, the barcodes don't work when it's an online order. That's the only time the barcodes don't work. If it's an online order, we have to go through the cashier. So this isn't an online order. So it works, it's scanned, it's on the receipt. And she just didn't, she was just like, it's the policy. She didn't even apologize. She was just like, it's the policy, blah, blah, blah. Now, I'm going to get to something else in a second. So I cash out and I leave. And I'm like, that girl was so rude and nasty to me. She works in customer service and has no customer service experience in her entire life. So I leave, I deliver the order, and I come back to the same exact order and I call corporate. Because that is how upset I am. I wasn't going to go back in there and talk to a manager behind the same counter that she's behind. I was like, no. So I call corporate and I'm like, where's your like corporate location? Like, if I complain about a specific location in Ohio, can you still do your thing or whatever? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, okay. So I explained the whole situation to her and she's like, okay, let me do some research. So she researches stuff about, they have a policy of we can't go through self-checkout or whatever. And there was no such thing. So then she calls the store and she's like, she talks to a male manager. Thank God she didn't talk to that same girl. And she calls me back and she's like, okay, this is what he said. He said that at this specific location, the barcodes, they will scan, but they won't work. Like, their money won't come off or whatever. And it makes them lose money. And I was like, okay, that makes total sense. Like, I was so irritated. I was like, why did she even come over? Because obviously she's not a manager. She doesn't know what she's talking about. If she would have just gotten a manager to come over to me and explain exactly what the male manager said, that situation wouldn't have happened. So she did say the barcodes don't work, and the guy did say it makes us lose money, but those are like two completely different conversations, and I guess my brain couldn't put two and two together or whatever, but I was still confused. So I was like, can you please just go get a manager? And then she comes back and says the exact same thing, and I'm just like, okay, whatever. And then I was telling the lady on the phone that she was being really rude and the situation didn't have to be that kind of situation if she would have just brought a manager over. And I didn't understand why a manager wouldn't come and talk to me. And she was like, did you catch the girl's name? And of course I didn't, because in situations like that, I don't think, Kayla, look at the name tag. But I did notice that she had curly hair, really distinctive bangs. Like, they were just unique bangs. Like, they only came to like right here, and this was just like skin. Like, her bangs were like this. I don't know, it was unique. Someone just pulled up next to me. But yeah, so I gave her the the description, and she said that this isn't going to go to store management, it's going to go higher than store management. So they're like, everything I said on the phone is going to go to above store management, and hopefully they're going to talk to her about customer service and stuff like that. Because when I talked to her and I was like, well, what's the reason? As soon as I said, what's the reason, she should have said, I don't know, let me go get a manager for you. She shouldn't have stood there and pretended like she knew everything and just said shit that was coming out of her ass, because that made the situation worse. That got me heated because she didn't know anything. That's the reason why I asked for a manager in the first place, dude. Like, are you that dumb? Like, maybe she wants to be a manager so bad that she's just stood there and acted like she knew everything. I don't know. But that's what happened. I'm trying to think of anything else that happened. But yeah, that's the only location that does that. And when she told me like the explanation of why I couldn't do that, I was fine. I mean, yeah, it sucks that I have to go through self-checkout, but that it sucks that I have to go through cashier because it's faster going through self-checkout. Us as shoppers are being timed, so we want to get in and out of the store as quickly as possible and to the customer's house. When we have to go through cashier, sometimes it takes longer. So yeah, that sucks. But now that I know the explanation, I'm fine with going through the cashier. Like, yeah, I don't know. It just sucks that she had to act that way, because a situation like that didn't have to happen. And I don't know what happened that night after this whole thing. I mean, I calmed down, but that night I had 2 massive panic attacks, and it was just not fun. I just wish that situation didn't happen, but it did. And I hope that I hope somebody talks to her about customer service, because it's just ridiculous that she acted like that. The best part I forgot to tell you. So, why whenever I record it's always dark? Like, I am in the shade this time, but even when I'm in the sun, it's still like really dark. So, sorry. But, so after I had talked to corporate and stuff, I went on, you know how when you go on Google and you type in a store and then their location comes up and you can rate that store? So, I went in there and I put 1 star, and then I wrote, if I could put 0 stars, I would. This location has this location has the worst customer service I have ever experienced. Put her in. Because that was crazy to me. And actually, I did that because I don't know if calling corporate was going to do anything for her. So I was like, something's gonna happen, because when I worked at a pet store, I had a situation with a customer, and she was like, she went on the thing and rated it and was like, she tried to charge me more than I was supposed to be charged and blah blah blah, which did not happen. I hit the wrong button and it charged her more, but I didn't purposely do that. That's ridiculous. Why would somebody do that? But yeah, she went on there and did that. So, and then the manager came over and talked to me about it. So, and I was like, that I would never purposely charge someone more than what they're supposed to be charged. And she was like, it's okay, just next time come to me, and which I did. I was like, I don't know what happened. Like, I don't know why she's being charged more. Anyway, my point is, when you do the rating stuff, it comes back to the store, because stores don't want bad ratings. So I was like, send. But yeah. Ew, I'm like slouching. So that's what happened. It was, again, it wasn't fun, but if you guys want to like watch more of the videos that are like this, it's under the playlist Does This Ish just happened to me. So there's I think there's like two other videos that are about work. And those 2 videos are heated, and I'm yelling, and I'm frustrated because I didn't wait time before I made the video, or else this video probably would have got demonetized because I was so upset. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe. You can also hit the bell notification so you're notified when I post another video. My next video, well, the video before this is an island house tour, I believe. And then there's this video. And then, okay, my next video might be a cooking video. Because I don't have any more HelloFreshes coming because I can't afford it right now. But I have sheets of the ingredients and how to make it. So I might go to the store and just get the ingredients and then figure out a better way to record, because my last HelloFresh in Case Kitchen is what the playlist is called. I mean, it was a good video and it taught you how to make the food, but it was just like, I don't know, I want to do a better way of recording. If you guys know Julian, Jenna Marble's boyfriend, I can't remember his last name, but he does cooking videos and they are bomb. Like, if I could learn how to do it like him, my life would be complete. Like, he has amazing cooking videos, amazing. But I'm not gonna say my videos would be that good, but he has a lot of cameras around, so he doesn't have to worry about picking up one camera and going, because they're like all around him. That would make it a lot easier for me to make a better video, but they're never gonna be as good as him, because his personality, along with his cooking and how he teaches, is phenomenal. Like, his videos are amazing. I'll link his if I can link his channel in the description, I will. And I will say, go check out his channel, because it's phenomenal. It's amazing. It's really amazing, and he will teach you a lot. Anyway, I hope you guys have an amazing day. If you work in customer service, please be nice to customers. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!